minute.
No. You are live. Not wait a minute, Jameson. We are live. It started. Hello. Good morning from Germany. Good afternoon to Singapore. Hi, Jameson.
Yeah, it's a very good morning from Singapore. How are you doing?
Yeah, I think we are doing okay. Frankfurt is still celebrating. I don't know if you followed the news. They won the European League. So I would say the city, the region is completely out of control. Tobias, what do you think?
100% agree. 100% agree. It's 9 o'clock in the morning and it's quiet in the company. I don't know why. It's quiet in the company.
Okay.
Looks like a couple of people are tired. I don't know.
Yeah, could be. All right. Yeah, but we are not, and we are super excited. I'm super excited. Maybe just a little bit background information here regarding our guest sampling webinar. We got some feedbacks that the people, and I'm still super happy about the numbers of people who are following us and who are attending these webinars. But there was also some feedbacks from people who said, hey, 1 hour sometimes might be a little bit long. And so it was our idea, and this is the first time we try it now here, to cut it down, to cut it a little bit shorter, to have a quick shot. This is how we called it. So 30 minutes. And we also, and I think, guys, this is our challenge for today's session. We should make it as less complicated as possible. I mean, the topics we have are always a little bit complicated, and but I think this will be the very strong message or mission we have today in this webinar. The reduced time and yeah, maybe also very clear messages to our new setup here and to the new developments. And that actually is the second point why I'm so excited, because I can tell you we have been working very hard for very long to reach this moment, so that we can say heated sample lines, even ATEX area, no boundaries, no limitations. And yeah, I'm great to share this with our with the people watching us, and to share this with you, and to yeah have a very intense and good session with you. Okay, so in order to make it as fast as possible, let us just get started. Is there some echo, or Jameson, you think it's okay?
Yeah, very mild. I think let's move on.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So short advertisement, and I think it's needed to advertise this. I can tell you from the current shows which are running in Frankfurt, and there is a very special online marketing meeting in Hamburg, another city in Germany, going on, and the numbers are crazy. So I think people are so desperate to travel again, to see real people again. They are desperate to know about the progress, the new products, the new solutions. And therefore, honestly, in the meantime, we were a little bit not sure if we are going, but in the meantime, I'm very sure that this is a super good decision, even if it's in the summertime here in Germany and it's a little bit vacation time. But we are excited for ACHEMA 2022. And yeah, like I said, all of our partners, all of our friends out there are warmly invited. We will support you with tickets. We can support you with the paperwork to help organizing hotels and stuff. So just let us know. And yeah, we will be happy to give you a good support and to see you and to meet you on the show. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it for the advertisement part, so that we are not losing too much time here. And then I think we come to today's topic. Jameson, I think when we shared this message that we are done with this product, I still remember your reaction. You were quite excited, right?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why is that? From let's say from a user perspective or a user point of view.
I am, in fact, I'm very excited about the EX area that we can reach 180 degrees C. All right. Now, the reason is that there are so-called problems, there are pain that most of the refineries and petroleum industries facing how to handle acid dew point. All right, especially not only on the emission application, we also have application from the process like handle dew point like H2S. Yeah, we also have a waste incinerator within the petroleum industry itself. All right, so this is something whereby I thought this would be the very first time that I am aware, as far as I'm concerned, that we have 180 degrees EX, introduced into the market. I think this is going to take a storm to many of these applications.
Yeah. Tobias, maybe also your point of view. I mean, you've been working and developing this product for so long. So I think that was a very exciting moment for all of us, right?
Totally agree. I mean, we got the inquiries from the market for a long time, and I think not even not only us, even our competitors, they are limited in finding a solution for that specific area, and seeing the result and having finally made all internal tests and all certifications that are needed for that. It was a long road. It was quite a trip. Yeah.
but I think really we should be happy, and we should now use the time to share this solution. So I was thinking, how can we illustrate I called it a dilemma, but for some reasons before it was kind of a dilemma. So maybe for the audience out there, what is the important thing to understand? So heated line is a very common product in general in the market. Companies, emission monitoring, process analytic, all of these applications have been using heated sample lines for decades now. I think there is a lot of knowledge. In other sessions we showed you, even in the last session we showed you what are maybe even in standard areas, special things you should look at and you should be careful. But now what we are putting together, and this is really new, it's just not existing in the market. This is maybe this triangle, how I try to illustrate this here. Because we managed to develop a solution with a holding temperature of 180 degrees C in ATEX areas. And this is something, if you look very carefully in the market, you might find solutions for 180 degrees C holding temperature. But I think what is the difference is that we have a line which is fully, or not a line, that's actually wrong. We have a product which is fully ATEX approved. Tobias will share the details about this a little later. And I think, Jameson, this is really also something in the combination which is just not there in the market, and a cut to length technology. And I think sometimes it's maybe a little bit not seen in the market very clear, or maybe also underestimated, how many problems the operator or the installation company has if there is no cut to length possibility. I remember the last session, Jameson, you've been sharing some pictures. We saw damages because then you bring the heated line too close together. And especially when you're looking at these very high temperatures, I think this is a super, super challenging product. And therefore, we are so happy to announce that we have a made in Germany product solution for this, and that we can share this with the market. Okay, yesterday when I was creating these slides, I was thinking, okay, let me put another triangle. Because I thought it's a good way to illustrate this, because I think it's also important to understand what are the additional values and the additional advantages for the user. And this is a lower power consumption. Yeah, everyone all over the world, we talk about energy efficiency, and we have a chance to reduce the power consumption of this line compared to the existing solutions of 50%. I would think that's quite a lot. Easier installation and ultimate robust. How we were able to manage this and how we could achieve this is something we would like to share here in the next slides. Maybe, Jameson, I think in your introduction, you already mentioned the importance of the heated sample lines, especially asset Viewpoints, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying that there are. I'm sure there are some of the slides that later on many of the audience will see. What do you mean by? Many of them get coagulated. The sample changes, the physical property changes from gas to solid once the sample is started to move out of the process and they realize that it is below acid dew point, right?
Yeah.
This is area whereby you can see the H2S. I think we're going to show that in a short while. Yeah, one of the most important things about all analyzer, extractive analyzers, that in the presence of H2S.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for this. So easy, keep it simple. This is what we should do here. But still, we have this super big solution variety with the different types of heated sample lines. And I think, Tobias, in the past, if you wanted to achieve 180 degrees C for including ATEX, you would need to go for a flexible line, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, and the flexible line, I think this is also something we can mention here. This is a handmade line. It's not machine made. It's still with some technical support, but still it's a handmade product. And also the products we use, the jacket, the polyamide jacket. There is some different to the extruded jackets, Tobias, right?
Right. I mean, first of all, there are standard diameters that you need to buy. You're not totally free to choose the outer diameter when it comes to this, and the material itself. It's just not it just has a longer lifespan. And no matter how much improvements the market has done, and the market has done some improvements in that field, but even the highest quality is still not comparable to something that we call an extruded outer jacket. In points of a lifespan, I'm talking about 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and there you will see definitely differences or differentiations. What kind of heated sample line have you chosen?
So we would say, I mean, that maybe the robust part of it. Just to give the audience a quick overview of the different components within a heated sample line. Tobias, maybe this is something you can walk the audience shortly through.
Yes, I mean, pretty much what you can see here is from the scratch, what do you have inside of a heated sample line? Starting with the process tube, choosing in different materials depending on your gas components, depending on your pressure. What you have, you either have PTFE, PFA, PVDF tubes that are getting in straight contact with the heating cable for having the holding temperature all over the gas path. Then choosing the right insulation material depending on the temperature you have overall and depending on the heat loss you want to achieve with a heated sample line. And then you have maybe additional tubes inside for calibration. You can have either the different tubes as spare tubes if you have a very clunky medium and something like this, or you can have a tube for, let's say, a back purge system. That is also possible to include into the heated sample line. And lastly, you have the outer jacket material, and there comes the real differentiation between handmade products and machine-made products. And I mean, we did developments in the last years in that sector for finally achieving, besides the market typical PVC and TPU jacket, we developed a material that is based on those things, but that can achieve a conductive jacket. And we have done this in the past webinars, but I'm pretty sure you have also a video that explains my words a bit better. Maybe later.
That's a good idea, Tobias. It really is. So let's take it as the straight overview of what is this new product. What is the difference of this new product? So cut to length. That means we have a heater with it's 60 watts, Tobias, right? It's at 60 watts per meter. Yeah, heater, maximum output. It's not self-regulating. I think this is something we also have to clarify here. In other solutions, if we only, let's say, if we only need to achieve 140 degrees C, we can use self-regulating cables. That means they limit their power output as soon as they have reached a certain temperature. This is not the case. So, Tobias, what would you need for the installation? You would need temperature sensor, and
you just need two temperature sensors. One is for regulating, one is for limiting. This is the safety requirements for operating heated sample lines that are not self-regulated in ATEX areas. It is for all heated sample lines that are used in those regions. It is the same as once you have a constant power output, which this cable we use has, it's constantly 60 watts. You need one for regulating and one for limiting. The limiting part is mainly for operating your heated sample line inside of the chosen T class, which is always there in hazardous areas.
Okay, good. Thank you for this clarification. Yeah, next thing, Jameson, cut to length. Maybe from your long experience, I mean, many of our partners, they buy a certain quantity on a drum, and as soon as the order comes in, they can cut it and they ship it. I think that's a big advantage of this. But let's discuss, or let's talk about the installation, the commissioning on site, the plant. What do you think is the biggest advantage of this?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest advantage is that the cut to length allow the user, the end user, or the system integrator themselves, who actually can determine the length, the actual length at site, rather than you have excess length. They started to coil around, and this coring could be, if they don't do a right job, they may overheating. So the cut to length itself provides them the facilitate them to actually do it to actual length at site. So secondly is that the cut to length itself, many a times we have two options, yeah, for the audience, that we have the cut to length, which is we have a bending radius, and also we have a much more flexible. Is this part of the discussion
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
next few
yeah.
slides?
Sure, sure, sure,
Okay,
sure,
so
sure,
I
sure, sure.
do.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. I do not want to
The
go.
flex. No, no, no. The flexible one we have. No, I just wanted to outline here. Of
Yeah.
course, there is an advantage regarding delivery times and things, but I think there's also a very strong technical advantage. If you can cut the line on site, and what we often do, what our partners often do, is it's a prefabricated line. What does it mean? One side, maybe the power connected side, is already prefabricated, and you can cut to length then the probe side on the right length, however you need and however you require this. And I think this is also a big advantage we would like to outline. And finally, I think, yeah, and Tobias, as you are responsible for this, the DECRA full certificate we have for this product, for this different type of products. I think this is also something we should mention. So it's third party approved, and also, let's say, from the safety and from the paperwork point of view, yeah, there is no, it's a very solid and a very good solution. I'm speeding up here a little bit. I think we have to learn this new format. 30 minutes is even faster. So regarding the power consumption, Tobias, maybe because we should compare the current existing solution with the new solution, energy savings up to 50%. How does that come? That's
Based on the technology that is normally used, if you have a fixed resistance heater, it is mostly common to operate with 90 or 100 watts per meter. It's simply another technology to heat up the tube. I would say it like that. It's just a difference if you are walking in if you are walking in spirals around the tube, or if you are straight laying the cable on side of the tube. It's two different things.
Yeah,
And
I think that's good if you can show this again, Tobias. I think that's important for the people, or Jamesons is even illustrating this. Yeah, so this is, let's say, the fixed resistant standard 180 C solution, right? Yeah.
right. And this is also the thing, if you have seen this on the market, what is currently, I would say, out of the state for 180-degree solutions in the market for hazardous areas. It is done with a fixed resistance heater. It cannot be cut to length. That's the main, or that's one of the main differences. And the other point is, this is now the thing. You have a cable that you can cut to length. You have a product that you can cut to length. You have a reduced power. You can freely choose your insulation, your thickness, and therefore your heat loss. And I think one thing to outline is a machine-made product in general is not that limited as a handmade product. If you're thinking about all those upstreams and downstreams applications where you have 12 by 1.5 tube dimensions, stainless steel tube dimensions, if you have ever tried to build this by hand with 2 or 3 tubes inside, then you definitely know this is a hard task. What a machine can handle, but human hands, it's getting difficult. It's getting really
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah. And I think that's also the reason, Jameson, because we got some questions from Asia. Why is this possible to reach this temperature with lower power output? And I think the reason is just that the technology we use for the insulation inside, the insulation can be as precise due to the fact that it's machine made and not handmade. That's simply the reason for this. Yeah, next thing, Jameson, you mentioned bending radius, and I think this is also something we would like to show here. This line I don't have the comparable version here at the moment, but this line, it's possible with if you go for the flex option, what you will have is you will have the same bending radius like you have when you work with a polyamide fixed resistance solution. So because that has always been a disadvantage, flexible line against extruded lines, not a disadvantage anymore. And one thing Tobias mentioned, and I think that's also important, is the jacket. If you measure the thickness of a fixed resistance heater, of a flexible line, if you measure this the thickness of the outer jacket, it's way thinner compared to the thickness of the jackets we produce here in the machine. And I think this is also part of the secret why it is possible to have such a super robust and long-lasting product here. Now, let me see. Maybe I think that's a good point what Tobias already mentioned. Why could we manage to get this ATEX certificate? Because the thing is, if a heated line in the past, it was enough to have a certification of the heater itself. But in many webinars and in other sessions, we explained that the safety requirements are increasing. And therefore, it's not enough to just have a certification of the heating cable, but you will need a certification of the entire product, including, by the way, including the confection, including the start and the end of the line, because also there, and this is something we would like to illustrate here in this video, where we show this new developed jacket. And this jacket helps us that we have a conductive jacket. So if there is any electrostatical load, we can ensure that the jacket is grounded, and if there is any electrostatical load, it will be moved to the ground. So the risk and the danger of dangerous electrostatical load is avoided by this technology. Tobias, was that right so far?
That was right. That was right. And another point, I think that people have to understand. This is the point where all the developments we did in the past years come together, right? I mean, this is really the point where we say we have a product that fulfills the temperature, and we have at the same time a product that makes life of people easier because they have a full certification of everything. I call it a small system. I know other people wouldn't, but overall it's a small system, a heated sample line. And therefore, having a full certification makes anything with the authorities life easier, for sure.
Yeah. And I think maybe this is really a very good summary of what we said here. So I think it's fair to say any requirement for heated line in ATEX area, we can fulfill now. I mean, I saw a question here from someone asking for 200 degrees C. I think we have to answer the question, what is your ambient condition? What is the ambient situation, right, Tobias? This would be an information we would need.
Yes, but at the same time, don't judge me on this, but 200 degree is for ATEX. It doesn't make too much sense. Because based on the gases and components we are facing, you are operating inside of a T3 class, which is only suitable to 200 degrees. So you don't want to reach that temperature. Maybe you want to reach 200 degree for non-ATEX applications. I'm not sure, Mr. Ali Khan, but I don't see that much need for having a 200 degree at hazardous area. To be honest, at least not based on the requirements.
And I think, and again, because sometimes we see that, you know, the requirement to 180 dBc came from the margin and the safety margin. So I think, yeah, having a very solid 180 dBc, that is already a very good product here. So 30 minutes. Wow. Hey guys, I think we have to practice a little bit more. 30 minutes is super tough, I think. But still,
maybe one question from Mr. Manjoy Singh. That is a good last question in my opinion. Yes, the answer is pretty much yes. Whatever tube you need, either it is 316, it is 316L, either it is 6MO, it is alloy, whatever your need is, it is possible.
Yeah, if you only bring time at the moment, because the delivery times are just crazy. Yeah, no. But again, message here was 180 dBc check mark solved. So I think our heated sample line solution universe is increasing. Yeah, we would be happy. We are still here if you have any questions. We also like RFQs. And yeah, we would be happy to support you in your application, and yeah, maybe also to help you to solve any issues, problems, or headaches in the field of heated sample lines of ATEX. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for this short session. Thank you, my dear colleagues. And yeah, all the best. We see you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.